Hello Mom, I represent APG, the Amphibian Protection Group, the applicant in this application for judicial review. Now, I will assume you have read all of the documents that have been filed with the court, however I will summarise the facts of the case shortly. So firstly, what I will discuss is the facts of the case, so that you have a broad understanding of what it is that we're discussing. Next I'll move on to the issues, so the issues that are in dispute. So firstly, the issues that are in dispute are amenability, whether the applicant has standing, and ouster clauses. Now, I will explain all the parts of law in relation to judicial review just for completeness, and just so we have a broad understanding of all the points of judicial review. Following that, I will then explain why the applicant can bring this judicial review, and why they do have amenability, why they do have standing, and why the ouster clause in this case should not apply. And then I will give you a brief conclusion and allow you to take your time to consider the case. So, to start off with the facts of the case, the Cycle Superhighway Act was passed by Parliament with the aim of reducing the use of motor vehicles and increase the use of bicycles to make that the natural form of transport. So the Act has a provision in it that states the local government that has the decision-making powers under the Act, any decision made shall not be subject to appeal or liable to be questioned in any court. So this is known commonly as a total ouster clause. So the local authority, Gladbury District Council, published a plan for a cycle superhighway which intersects farmland. This is owned by a man named Michael, who has no issue with the cycle superhighway. However, that area of land is a very well-known habitat for the British brown toad. Now, APG, the applicant, and my client, who I'm representing, are a pressure group similar to that of Greenpeace, for example. They have an interest specifically in toads and frogs that are at risk of extinction, or just in risk because of their habitats being destroyed. Now, they're a national group, and they help to advise the government on ways to protect wildlife, specifically toads and frogs and this British brown toad. Now, they recently published an article and have done research into the British brown toad specifically because over the past 100 years their population has dropped by 75% as a direct result of urbanisation. And now they want this decision to be reviewed on that basis. So what we can do now is move on to discussing the law behind judicial review. So the point of judicial review is that it's available for anyone to bring. It's a part of their national right to question any decision-making process made by government. And it's about they want to question the decision-making process rather than the merits of the decision, which completely falls within their right as a member of the UK. So the first issue is amenability. Now, historically, amenability could only be satisfied if the decision was a public law decision and it was made by a public body. So a public law decision means that the power given was through a statute, and a public body means a body that performs duties of a public or national interest. So that includes local government and their offshoots from local government. So they're civil servants, for example, if they're making any decisions under statute. Now, this initially restricted applicants from bringing judicial review, despite them having the merits to bring that review. Now, since the case of ex parte data thing, that was changed so that bodies that were self-regulated could be brought for judicial review. Now, in that case, it wasn't expanded upon greatly, but there were subsequent cases, such as ex parte Insurance Services PLC, where it was clarified that if the body was a body making decisions of public interest and also, had they not self-regulated themselves, the government would have stepped in and regulated them anyway. Therefore, making any decisions made by a self-regulated body amenable for judicial review.